Yo, welcome back to another episode of Likely Inspired, the podcast. It's your boy Hugo Finesse, and I'm coming all the way from Long Island with another fire episode for you. This one is an exclusive, A-Town as well, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Atlanta. We're talking about Amityville, Long Island, Suffolk County. This brother here, he's been doing music for a long time. Before we even came to y'all, we was having a little conversation about that. I remember him from about 06, 07, but he's been doing it a little bit before that. You know, everybody has they was popping before we heard about them. So, from me to you, here's my boy, DomTMO.
What's up, my boy? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. Thanks. Glad to have you on the
year, you know what I'm saying?
Happy New Year to you too, brother.
Yes,
glad to have you on the couch with me, bro. Kicking it. Also, this is the first episode of the year, so I appreciate you kicking the year off right.
Start this year off right. 2025, man.
That's a fact. That's just a whole fact. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you from? Educational interests, hobbies, etc.
I'm from Amityville. You feel me? The north side of Amityville. That's where I was born at. I used to live in North Carolina. So backstory how musical started for me, I'm gonna say 98. I was 8 years old. I lived in North Carolina. My uncle came. He was in the Air Force. He came to visit us for like a week, and he had a CD player with him. It's Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh in My Flesh, Blood in My Blood. DMX dropped double albums that year.
Yeah.
I learned both of those albums front to back within a day.
You was one of them writing it in the notebooks?
Nah, I just knew it. You feel me? And he had a CD player. I would just bump that shit all day, every day, and learn the words to the point where, like, once he left, because he was only there for vacation, once he left and went home, I was still able to recite these lines. So I always had as a kid, we didn't see. I'm in North Carolina. I didn't see DMX. We had the radio playing in the car all the time, but we didn't really see music videos until we got like BET, and Uncut, later. You feel me? So at 8, I thought all these guys were like superheroes because I never got to see them. I just hear their voice on the radio.
I was about to say, I think all of rappers to younger kids were superheroes. You know what I'm saying?
These are real facts. So, I was inspired. So I'm like, yo, once I figured out that it was an actual person, if he can do this, I can do this. And that's been my mindset since a kid.
Biggest song that left the impact on you from that album?
X is coming for you. You can't do nothing for you. Yeah, that shit. That's one. Okay. Man, Flesh in My Flesh, Blood in My Blood. Used to be my dog. You was in my left titty. You scream, ride or die.
Yeah, that was the shit for me right there.
Yeah, that was that one, and then the first album was X is Coming.
And then you said you lived in
Fayetteville, North Carolina, to be exact.
That's where you from, or you just lived?
I'm from Amityville. I left here in '97.
Okay, so you left here and then you went
moved to North Carolina.
What was that transition like?
It was different. You was just a New York kid. You feel me? Like, it was cool.
They called you New York?
Nah, I was just a New York kid.
Just New York kid?
Yeah, I was the New York kid.
Nah, because I know in my adult ages, I lived in Ohio in different spots and shit like that. And when I lived in Cleveland, they used to call me New York. Like, you're New York, New York.
That's a fact.
And everybody had family that was in, like, Brooklyn.
But you was older.
Yeah, I was in my early 20s.
I was 8. You feel me? So it's like, oh, the New York kid. Because, like, they heavily in sports. And down south, football is more...
The biggest shit. Yeah, so no, they don't even respect our football up here.
You see what I'm trying to say? Nah. So now you just the New York kid. You're not from here. They've been doing this shit in their community for years. So once you come around and you're just the New York kid. Oh, no, that's the California kid.
Was hip-hop big down there like it is here, like New York?
Pt Pablo was on fire. When Pt Pablo came out, North Carolina, come on in, Ray. I'm telling you, bro, it's my story. You feel me? Biggest shit in the world, bro.
My aunt lived down there at that time, and she was coming up here with that shit too, Pt Pablo.
Yeah, that's a fact. First time I ever seen a movement, Master P. Like, No Limit was outside. You really went outside and seen 30, 40 people with No Limit t-shirts on walking up your block. This because there was no Instagram back then.
Yeah.
So you really would see these niggas outside. That's why I respect Master P. That's why I have a song called Master P.
That's the difference between today and that, and back then too. There was no internet, so everything was like,
yeah, you had to see it. It's tangible. You had to see it. You feel me? Just like, when Jeezy came outside. Like, when I moved back here in 05. So I was 90, 98, on in North Carolina. 03 we left there and moved to Georgia. And I was in Georgia for 2 years, and then after that I came back home to Amityville. So when I came back here, T.I., Jeezy, like down there, BMF.
It was.
I'm outside the BMF area, 13, seeing these niggas come doing Phantoms and it's big boy shit out there. Come back home, I'm playing Jeezy, and niggas up here like, yo, turn that shit off. Niggas ain't fucking with that.
Niggas didn't get into Jeezy until like the
recession.
The recession
came
what was
out.
that, like 04, right?
No, he came out 05.
05.
Yeah, Thug Motivation 101 came out in 05.
I was about to say, I fuck with Thug Motivation.
Yeah. The Patty Cake, his shit with him and Manny Fresh. Patty Cake, Baker, man. He like, yo, man, singing Patty Cake, bro.
Yeah, but you know, it was this.
How he delivered it.
Yeah, it was how he delivered it. He was different. Like Gucci's delivery was a little bit different, even though it was like a goofy. He had the goofy style. But you know what I'm saying? But his delivery was good. What was life like for you growing up in Amityville when you came back?
All right, so boom. When I got back here, I was rapping. Because I started rapping when I left North Carolina going into Georgia. When I got to Georgia, in the apartment complex I lived in, shout out to my boy John the Don, the battle rapper. We lived in the same apartment complex. So I'm watching him and Sire Boy rapping. His older brother T Waters was signed to D-Block in them already back then. So like I'm really seeing niggas who's really rapping. Yeah. So like I was always paying attention and shit like that. Then when I finally moved back here, I'm in school and I got my pen and my pad. That's when I meet Marcus and Kevin, and this is how we created Team Money at that time. But then we still had Horror, we still had Sire, we had Clee. Clee was a female rapper eating niggas every morning in the cafeteria. You feel me?
A bunch of different.
So it's like I'm seeing this. You feel me? I remember when Horror had a year where everybody played their music, so it was like I was just inspired.
No, that's a fact, because you had like you had the T-Reels, you had the Young Rocks, you had everybody.
Everybody. So like,
rest in peace Reem, you had J Jums, you had Dap, you had C Knuckles, everybody.
C Knuckles today.
Horror was killing it.
They was, and then I understand it's all about everybody's gonna have their time. You feel me? That's why you should never hate on nobody, because everybody's gonna have their time.
That's a fact.
I just always sat back and waited for my time. So if it took me these years of consistency and showing like the work, I'm cool with it. But I always just sat here and waited for my time. So when it comes, I worked for it.
The good things come to those who wait.
Nah, that's a fact.
What made you decide to start rapping?
I wanted to. Word. There was no real reason. Like I said, with the DMX inspiration. Then after DMX, then I was a Jay-Z fan, and again, this is another person that's doing this. Yo, I can do this. Feel me? And then like what really kept me going is when I started and I was getting, we in high school, we're still kids, so I'm getting feedback from certain people in the school like, oh, that shit whack. Why y'all even rapping with Dom? That just fueled the fire, bro. It fueled it.
Yeah, it definitely gets you.
That's like you playing ball and you trash and niggas joking on you. It's gonna fuel you to get better.
That's a fact. I was told I was trash too at first. My first joint I ever wrote.
It happened.
Niggas just like pack that one up, and then next thing you know, I started writing more and more and more and more until I wrote something that niggas was like, that was hard.
You feel me?
And then I said, that's the pattern I'm taking right there on this one.
And that's
we going with this approach. Is there a particular era of music that you're mostly connected to?
Yeah, the 2000s to like 05.
So that
50 had me 03. Jay-Z's Black Album was 05. Ludacris back for the first time. Like, that's what I'm saying. I used to live down south, so when Back for the was Incognito, I believe, was the first album, and then when he re-released it with a label, it was Back for the First Time. That shit had me in the chokehold. Trap music came out 03, I believe. That shit had me in the chokehold. Outkast. They're trying to say like I'm musically inspired by South and then North, so it's like you just gotta, you feel me? Take pieces from here.
But I was about to say I can see that within your style of music too, like your choice of music that you put out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I could hear the South a little bit, and I could hear you hear the New York in your bars, but you can hear the South in the melodies of your your hooks. You know what I'm saying? Because South people generally have those party popping type hooks. You don't get that nowadays on our New York underground circuit. You get like the boom bapish. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big fact. Shout out to the boom bap though.
Yeah, no, shout out to all of them. I respect every single one of them.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel music now versus then? Like how do you feel about music now versus then?
I feel like there's no passion in it. People just making songs. You feel me? I have a studio too, TMO Town. If y'all ever want to get y'all sound right, come on down to TMO Town. Artists come to the studio and really just go in the booth and say whatever, to the point where there's no concept to this song. So it's like you go in there, you rap 4 bars, we loop the first 4 bars, make it 8, that's a hook, and then y'all just rap. You're not telling us a story. Yeah. You feel me?
A good man told me that, you know, on my last interview, he said the same shit. My boy Clear, he said a lot of people, you know, don't really put the time into putting their shit together. So being a producer, it's a little harder. You go in there, you have to really clean up a lot of people's shit because they don't come with their shit on point.
But that's what a producer is. So you're supposed to do that. That's your job. That same way an engineer's job is to make this song sound good. The artist is coming in there writing his bars how he wants to, but the producer, yo, say it like this.
That's a fact, but you kind of want an artist to have like some kind of structure, right?
No, have some structure.
Like you as in before you started, you know what I'm saying?
But I learned from picking everybody's brain. So like here's one of mine. You rap like you're reading off of your phone or a notepad. I'm writing these songs and I'm going to the studio, and yes, once you actually write a song and learn it, same way a Jay-Z song can, and you got memorize it. You feel me? You performing this person's song better than you performing your song. When you figure that out, that's a jewel OG gave me. When you figure that out, you're gonna, and that's where my turn came in at. Word.
Dope. So you have a project out, right?
Domination 2.
Domination 2.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, if you haven't heard it, if you haven't downloaded it,
DomTMO.com.
Go do it. Support. Key.
Support is free.
Where did the name of it come from? I know it's DMO 2, so there was a Domination 2, so there's a Domination 1. Where did the Domination come from?
The concept of domination?
Yeah.
So, realistically, Live Young, Die Rich, I had Sire on every last project of that series. On Mr. Live Young, Die Rich, which was the 4th version, I closed it out because bro's not here with us no more, and that's the last song that I got with him. So it's not. So I'm just making my story so you can understand what I do when I create my projects. So now I have to switch to a new series. There's gonna be a D5. I'm gonna be done with Domination series when I get to 5, and then by that time I have another something, and we're gonna run with it. So when people be like, "Oh, I like when he was on this wave project," you feel me? You can really judge my career how you want to. So it's easier than having to find a title for a project. Then make the whole project.
How Fab with his series.
You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So like I said, I pay attention. So this is how I can stay relevant and stay motivated and consistent with making music.
That was a question I had too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, that was cool. You knocked that one out.
But that's how I do it. So Dom, I feel like Dom stands for dominating over many obstacles, performances. Like I'm just dominating shit. And I was like domination. And then here we are. So that's how I came up with the concept for this wave of projects.
Dope.
Yes, sir.
No, that is definitely dope. That is definitely dope. What is your favorite song off of that project?
Off of Domination 2?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Y'all love all y'all, man. All y'all. Everybody who featured on this project, Ron Nee, Marcus Taylor, KR The Problems, Young Chinos, feel me, Nick Moody and Judah King, and Sporty. I see you, my boy. Make sure you get Passport on here too. On this episode. Yeah. My favorite song off this project would have to be Give It To You. Yeah. That second verse, I had to get in my bag.
You know what's the craziest thing?
You about to say?
Nah.
Okay.
These are my favorite joints. Take a look.
Number one.
Oh no, they're not in order.
Oh, not here. They're not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's in order.
Okay,
that's in order. Yeah.
Right, cool. Top of the food chain. I got a story for each one. I got for you. Top of the food chain. Rest in peace, DJ Cool from Wandenge.
Rest in peace, Cool.
Rest in peace, Cool. I put Master P out in 2023. Cool DM'd me and was like, bro, I understand the song. The song is cool, but why are you sleeping on top of the food chain? I'm like, what you mean? He's like, bro, I'm telling you, that song is really fire. And then me and Judah King went and performed with Banks. Shout out to Lloyd Banks at the Sony Hall, and we did that song. That bitch went up.
Yeah, bro, I listened to the whole project, and when I listened to the whole project, see, this is how I determine what's the most fire shit for me. I'll go through your whole project. Each artist that come on here, I do download and go through your whole project. And out of everybody's whole project, I get a little card, and I write down the songs that I think is the most firest, that I remember the name. Okay. And then I write next to it which one I think is the hardest one. Okay. And that one is the first song. Before I could even write one next to it, I played it again. That's great. So I knew that was the one. That was the one. For me, at least that was the one.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion when it comes to my music. And when somebody tells me my music is trash, I tell them it's just not for you.
That's a whole fact.
You feel me?
That's a whole fact.
That's it. That's what we need to understand, the logic when it comes to music. I don't call nobody music trash.
You can't, because
it's just not for me.
You can't, because rapping is an art. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's art is different. And art is not easy to put out neither, whether you're drawing or writing or whatever. This shit takes skills.
I tell people that all the time, bro. So it's number 2. Day Shift. Shout out to Young Chino.
Shout out my boy Chino. You supposed to be up here too. We gonna make that happen.
I was trying to get Benny on that song. Word. And it fell through.
That would have been hard.
It fell through on my end. I'm not gonna put it on.
It
fell through on my end, but
it just fell through.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I tried, guys. I'm trying to give people good projects. You feel me?
It fell through, but it still came out fire.
Yeah, I definitely did. Chino did his thing.
Listen, I'm about to say I can hear him and Benny on the project.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Together.
That's right.
Maybe we remix it or something.
Good. Yo, Benny, what's up, my boy? Holla at me.
Hey, yo, Black Soprano family, Big Griselda, The Butcher coming, nigga. TMO Dom, Amityville, yo. I had my first show out there. I brought Westside Gun out there in 2018. I ain't been back since. It was legendary, though. But when I come back, it's gonna be crazy, man. You know it. Official, nigga.
Number 3, Give It To You. Yeah, number 3.
I debated with that one.
Number 3, Give It To You is so real, bro. Because, you know, I really be having to tell people, because I didn't play sports in high school. They played sports in high school. You know how you know me. You feel me? So those lines stick out a little different. No Diddy. You feel me? So that's why that one, like, that was like the moment of clarity off of the Black album when Jay got, you know what I'm saying? It's just my comparison, man.
That track, to me, I listened to that one over and over. Like, I actually listened to that on the way here. I debated on making that number 2.
Hey, man, I love it.
So when you just said it, that's what made me whip out the car, because I'm like, if that was the firest solo out of everything, bro. Like, I went back and listened to Domination 1. And seriously, I went back, listened to it, because I wanted to see the difference in between the two projects. And I said to myself, out of all of the work, I actually liked that song because it had more of a tell your story vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I gotta tap more into that wave.
Niggas be afraid to tell the truth, bro.
I know, that's a fact.
Niggas be afraid to tell the truth. So whatever.
Hey, that's why I'm working.
Yo,
feel me?
I had shout out to Dottie Sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
He was sitting here. That nigga told me he listens to Taylor Swift when he be writing sometimes. And I'm like, Taylor Swift? He said, nah, she's dope. So you know, the music puts him in a certain wave. And I was like, you know what, just to even say that on camera, some real shit. I mean, you're not afraid to be you. Yeah, that's real shit.
I tell people, I'm inspired by Wiz Khalifa. You feel me? Not even like a music his music is good. Never shitting on Wiz Khalifa. But I remember watching the Day-to-Day video, and this kid and his friends walked into a hotel room with a motherfucking studio set up, went in the room, recorded a verse for that song with him, DJ Drama, and Roscoe Dash. I took screenshots, and I went right down to Sam Ash, and I brought me my studio equipment. There's no excuse, bro.
Nah, there really
no
isn't.
Excuse.
There's never no excuse to not be working.
We're going to a studio paying all this money over here. I could be right here.
What was the hardest song to write on this album?
Hardest song to write on this album? I don't know.
Thought you would have said "Give It to You."
Nah,
Give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
What was the hardest song for you to ever write? Emotionally, you have any emotionally charged?
You got to go back to 2018 when I dropped Live Young Die Rich 3. There's a song called Dom Works Harder, and I took a skit from the Track House interview when they did the top 10 list from the hood, and they rated me at number 7. So I took it, chopped it into pieces, played a part here, rap, played another part here, rap, and then played another part. The way I structured that song together off of this, watching these people on Facebook. Yeah. You feel me? That was probably one of the hardest ones that I could say I ever wrote. Or it's still to think when you bump that shit. I just didn't know how to perform back then. When I perform that beat now and you watch it, it's gold.
It's gold.
But listening to it on track, it sounds old.
Because you was ahead of your time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You was ahead of the game on that. What is your favorite song to perform?
As of right now, it's Master P.
Master P? Why is that?
You know who Master P is. So make him say, we know that. So you know this part is the climax of the song. So when, you ain't got to know my verse. You just got to know the hook. And then we can all get it synced, you feel me? Performing it goes crazy, bro. I'm telling you that.
So that's where you get your most feedback from, like when you perform that song itself.
Yeah.
What we gonna say? Make me say, feel like Percy Miller, what? Independent, hanging with some killers, make them say, ballin' like a raptor, shorty bad, walking with them clappers, make them say, I'm not ice cream, man, what? Ain't no limit where I'm gonna land, and make them say, formulated plans, freaky murder, fresh about that can, I get away clean, right before the spot gets too hot, well, I'm a bad boy, hugging the clock, I need to stop the ghettos trying to kill me, but we observing these blocks, I got just rap shit, ruin the pop, I need to drop 99 ways to die, I don't wanna die, multiply, amplify their nervous system, make these niggas wanna listen, hey, I'm the ice cream man, the hood's hope, selling dreams, ghetto dope, lying to them like a pope, only God can judge me, I got my game face on, living right just from doing them wrong, sad song, it's a good and bad side behind every ghetto bill, like me, I wanna in the hood with niggas kill, say, feel like Percy Miller, independent, hanging with some killers, make them say,